Welcome to another exciting edition of Staying Up with Pat and Jody. I'm Pat, of course.
And I'm Jody.
Of course.
Of course. And this is...
Mr. Stinko.
I Stinko.
Mr. Stinko.
We still haven't gotten the name. We're still...
I say Mr. Stinko.
So, as you know, I am an emotional wreck. And I have to have a support animal.
Yes.
I am an emotional wreck. No, I'm not. I'm not really an emotional wreck. But we do have what are they? An emotional...
That's actually a social distancing support animal.
Support animal.
So
that's it. Support animal.
Two purposes. One,
he's so cute.
One is to offer support as our puppies do at home, and the other one is to keep people the F away from us.
Yes.
When we don't want them around.
Yes.
So stay away. Full.
Do a peste.
That's gonna stay in the show now. You have to translate that. All you Spanish folks know what that means.
Guys, look, he's up on the little table tonight. You can see him. Yeah.
My mom laughed when I told her we were using that term.
Cacao.
Cacao. Hula cacao.
He has beautiful hair.
He has beautiful hair.
I Stinko.
Yeah, just don't spray. Psst. Oh
no, this thing does. Oh. I do have to tell you, this thing does smell horrible. By the way. Oh my gosh, he's a stinker. He really is a stinker.
He's a stinker.
He's a stinker. He's gonna sit right over here. Well, you can't see him with the Pat and Jody banner, so we'll leave him over here. But how's everybody doing today? It is Wednesday, and Pat's phone is ringing.
I forgot to turn the ringer off.
And it's probably a robocall.
It is.
People, tell me what the hell is up with these robocalls that are still coming in. They don't stop. How do we get rid of the robocall?
They all got PPP money is what happens, and as soon as
that ran out. That was 8 weeks ago.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, they obviously are doing better now because they still keep. There's got to be some way of getting rid of these people that robocall us all the time. Over and over again. And
it doesn't matter. One night it woke me up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep. I don't know what the hell is going on. If you have a cure for the robocaller, please let me know, because this is a crock of bullshit. I mean, seriously, you know what I do, folks? I will fuck with a robocaller. If they call me up and I feel like answering, if it comes up spam, I won't do it. But you got to understand that my phones are forwarded. And right now, more than ever, my phones are forwarded. My office phones are forwarded to my cell. So right now, more than ever, when I see a name and it says Linda Robinson, I'm going to answer Linda Robinson's call.
Hi, Linda.
Even though I don't know who Linda Robinson is. Okay. And exactly, Pat, you hit the nail on the head. I get a phone call. It says Linda Robinson. Maybe it's a new gig. I don't know all my clients' names by heart. I know a lot of them, but I don't know everyone. So Linda Robinson calls me up. I go, hi, Linda.
How you doing?
And all of a sudden I hear nothing. And then all of a sudden I hear, hello? I would you like to save money on your credit card? I'm like, sure. Who are you talking to? Well, I need to know your name. Well, you called me Linda Robinson.
And then they'll even say, I'm not Linda. Why would you call me Linda?
Oh, my favorite ones are the ones from another country.
Yeah.
Oh, you go. I tell you, your name. You tell me. Fuck you, your mother.
Oh yeah, they'll start cursing you out.
They call you names. They call you the C word.
Yeah.
They'll say cock. They'll say, suck my cock. They'll say, oh my God, you have no idea. I have to, next time we get
we should make recordings of those and just have a best of. It'll have to be like NC-17 rated, but
oh my gosh,
messing with spam callers.
Messing with the spam callers, how they're like, they tell me their social security, and I'm like, really? You're really social security, you mother effer. I'm coming after you. We're deporting you back to where you came from.
They're already there, so it's okay.
I've already told them Donald Trump's coming after you. I'm giving him your name and number. We're sending President Trump after you. Because either way, love him or hate him, that's still like, go ahead, send Trump after him. So I'm sending Trump after you piece of shit robocaller.
That's right.
Spamming us, telling us that your Social Security, the power company, Chase Bank. Really? Chase Bank is going to call me up like that?
I need your login information so that I can fix this problem. Yeah,
I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think so. Go back to where you're from.
They never ask. They're already there. Trust me. They're not from here.
And it just sucks because then you call back. Like, so you missed Linda's phone call, Linda Robinson's phone call, right? And you're like, well, maybe Linda Robinson is really somebody. So you pick up the phone and you redial that robocaller and you get the real Linda Robinson. And you're like, hey, Linda, it's Jody. What's up? And she'll be like, excuse me? What? And I'm like, well, yeah, you just called me up. Jody, I just say Jody. Jody Vegas. Well, yeah, you're having your wedding. I'm assuming that's why you're calling me, right? You're having an event, wedding, whatever. No. Well, why did you just call me then? Well, I didn't call you. I'm like, oh, great. Some Hindu guy out of Bora Bora is calling saying that he's you. You better call the phone company. I mean, can't Verizon, Sprint, whoever the hell is around?
Well, the reality, here's the problem
why can't we stop this?
Here's the problem. Well, here's the problem. They're calling from IP based. They're not real landlines. They're computers that are dialing and they're faking.
But the guy answers the phone. The Hindu guy, usually the
Hindu guy. They wait till you answer and then it goes to somebody who's waiting for people that answer. There's nobody there actually calling you. It's a computer calling you. And when you say hello, that's why there's always a gap.
Okay, so I got to tell you, I went to, quote, secretarial college. Okay,
none of that applies anymore.
Well, I went to the top. Spray him.
You can't even say secretary anymore.
Okay, I know you can't. That woman is my secretary. Remember? That's my favorite movie.
I just want to know, Precious, what language do you start speaking in that they hang up? Is it Spanish, French,
oh my gosh,
German, Italian?
I was trained.
Made up language. I want a made up language. That's what I want.
I was trained like Pavlov's dog. Hey, mira,
one of those, yeah.
Mira,
Pavlov's dog. Ding, 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 ding. Like, when you hear the bell,
I have to answer the phone. I still like what Pablo's dog.
Pablo's dog is something. Mira. Hey, it's Pablo. Hey, how you doing, Pablo?
We just saw George Lopez's special.
Oh yes.
Mira aquí, pero hey.
Yeah, she doesn't know much Spanish either, so it's okay. She knows a peste culo cagao, and that's it.
I do know chupa me.
Yeah.
When Pat first met, he said something to me, and he said this phrase, chupa me.
We won't get into that. That'll take it to a whole other level. And people will think differently of me. I'm a sweet guy. I'm a sensitive, sweet guy.
Mira, mami, ven aquí, yo quiero chupar tu. That's what he said. Remember when I met Pat?
No, I taught you these things. I didn't say them to you. I taught them. I taught you those things.
Remember when I met
You said I wanted to learn some Spanish. So I said, okay, here you go.
Suck his dick in
Use this next time you run into somebody Spanish.
Oh my God. This is this is going to get crazy already. It's just starting off that way. Mira, mami, ven aquí, yo quiero.
So Precious says she speaks Arabian. I want to know how she
learned that. I want to know that too. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I need to learn just like a dead language, like, like actual Latin that nobody really knows.
I got a great language for you. Great language for you.
What's
to
that?
Speak. Pig Latin.
Pig Latin. Oh yeah, Pig Latin. That'll work.
Pig Latin.
Pig Latin.
Pig Latin?
When I was a kid, I could probably pull it off, but not anymore. It's like you take the last letter of the word and you put it at the beginning. The whole, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Pig Latin.
And
Angre.
There's an A. You add an A to the end of everything, and yeah, there's a whole rule to it, and yeah.
Oh, I got the best one. Precious is a wrestling fan, so she'll know this one. What about Carney? Is that what they used to talk? Carney.
I
think Morgan Dollar and
talk
those
Carney,
guys. Carney, right? Wasn't that the gibberish?
Like Art Carney.
Art Carney of the Honeymooners. No, but it was Carney. I think wrestlers used to speak a certain language so that they can go over moves and stuff like that. Yeah, call moves in the ring.
Yeah, so that the people didn't know what they were talking about. That's like their own little language that, you can't say it in Spanish because you could have somebody that's Spanish saying, hey, he just told them that we're going to go into this move. But yeah.
Do you think they still talk that right now? I don't think so.
I don't think. I think people pretty much
about that.
I think people pretty much get that they're giving instructions to each other when they go into their ear.
Do you think
Drew
speaks?
Yeah, I think they talk to each. They have
You
to
think
communicate.
Drew speaks Carney?
No.
We're gonna have to ask him. Drew, do you speak Carney?
That probably ended when kayfabe ended.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably.
now they just talk to each other.
What about the Undertaker though? Would the Mark Calloway, the Undertaker? You think
I think he still knows it, and he might still use it with some of the older wrestlers that know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, because he came around. I mean, if the Undertaker came around when he's been around wrestling for what 30 years, and he just retired.
If you remember, we saw him at his first WrestleMania.
We did WrestleMania 7
when Regis invited us to hang out with him and his friend.
Yes.
From San Diego, Tom Batista,
not related to Batista.
No, we got to hang out and go backstage afterwards, and that was the first WrestleMania that saw the Undertaker.
My favorite Undertaker story was when you and I took Lanny, and I don't know if you were with me, but yeah, you were. San Diego. We were in San Diego when Lanny was on one of his junkets, one of his tours, and we drove him to San Diego, and then we were waiting for him to come out, and the Undertaker and Paul Bearer, dressed in street clothes. Walking toward us,
and it scared the shit out of you.
I hid behind you.
Yeah,
I literally hid behind him, and the Undertaker had a cowboy hat on and boots, cowboy hat and boots on.
Yeah,
and I was like, Pat's like, he's just a big tall guy with
just
red
a big
hair.
Red-headed guy. He's a tall cowboy.
And I'm like, I don't care. He scares the living bejesus out of me, and I ran behind you.
Yeah. It's because she sometimes has an issue with separating reality from fantasy. I think that's.
I do not.
Yes,
just because
you think he's actually going to see you and.
Just because Brady Black from Days of Our Lives told me that Salem, it's a TV show.
It's not a real place, right?
He told me that because
Jody asked him where Salem was.
I worked with him on an event,
and he said on a TV set in Los Angeles.
And I said, none of that in front of millions of people. Well, not millions,
millions of people.
I said to Brady Black, Eric Martzoff, I said to him, so. Where is Salem anyway? And at that point, I must have asked him a million questions about being on the show.
She was
at that
definitely
point, he
out.
was done. And he's like, Jody, it is a fake. It's a soap opera. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually a soap opera.
Listen, the one time.
It's not real.
The one time my dad and I went to that cemetery, to the old cemetery, to visit my grandparents at Ferncliff during the day, and that old man started walking after us.
It was gray in color.
He was ashen in color, and he had on a suit. And I've seen Night of the Living Dead. They're coming to get you, Barbara. That was what was happening to me and my dad.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
He didn't say, my dad, God rest his soul, did not say that, but him and I were like freaking the hell out. And I said, Dad, if he's dead, we punch him in the head.
And thank God your dad didn't do anything. Your dad was like 6'6", 350 pounds. He would have smashed that guy into he would have like this. He would have disintegrated if your dad hit him.
I swear I had my own Night of the Living Dead moment. The guy wasn't dead though.
No, he was not.
No, he wasn't dead, but he
because zombies aren't real. Yeah,
the piss out of me. That's all I have to say. And speaking of being scared, Pat has pulled up a story on.
And I think some people have probably seen this before.
I have not seen this story.
You haven't seen the story?
Are you sharing your screen right now? Because I don't think it's
I'm not yet. I don't have because they're playing a commercial first.
Okay.
So it's.
What are you doing?
Oh wait, I needed to.
I think you clicked on an ad.
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of the sound.
That's
but
right.
I'm just trying to
talk over it.
I'm just going to talk over it because I'm not sharing it, so it hopefully shouldn't be coming up on the screen, unless.
Oh, everybody, you like our new set tonight? Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
After being closed for more than a month, during the height of tourism season, Walton County beaches are back open.
We went boogie boarding and swimming.
After weeks of being shut in at home, hundreds of people from near and far are flocking to Walton County beaches to feel the sand in their toes.
That's
and
right.
The salt water on their skin.
She's not dressed for the beach.
I love the beach being open.
He is.
I've been in self-isolation for 2 months. This is
gotta be an old story.
But one local lawyer says, not so fast.
This is funny. Wait.
We are dealing with a deadly virus. I think it's too soon to draw thousands of millions of people to our beaches.
Daniel Olfelder is an outspoken Florida Beaches for All advocate. but he says when it comes to the coronavirus, the beaches should remain closed.
But the message is that I love our beaches. I know how important it is to come to our beaches.
But he can't mind his own business.
It's such a draw to our community that people will come from all over. And I want us to be able to get back to using our beaches.
I think that's pretty cool,
permanently as soon as possible. And if we do this too quickly, we won't get there.
While
So
he
how
was
many
walking
people
all the
think
beaches
that-
today, visitors were unfazed as they
Exactly. Visitors were unfazed. How many people think that this guy is really going to make a difference?
Please don't go there. We're going to lose Mike Walter as a friend if you go there.
No, but it's like, look, you're outside. I get it. But it's like one of those things where it's like, people are going to make good and bad decisions.
You're still up. Your screen's still up.
You going out there, yes, is not going to make a huge. That guy going out there isn't going to change a lot of minds. If they are willing to do it, they're going to do it. If they are not willing to do it, they're not going to do it. You're just going to look silly out there. Although it's probably entertaining. And I wonder how many people yelled at him. That's what I wanted to know. How many people yelled at him?
I don't know. You don't like going there because it's a positive show and we're
fun.
But I wonder how many people are. I mean, are you seeing stories of people confronting people who are not wearing one?
I think we've seen more of that in the past. I haven't seen a lot of that lately. I mean, you heard a lot of people that have, like, especially during the height of everything, where people were too close to them at Costco or in line or something like that, or they're wandering around and people getting into actual fights. The thing is, if you just kind of just went through the line and did your thing, you'd probably have less exposure than if you were yelling at somebody, then got into a scuffle with them on the ground, rolling with them on the ground. So sometimes you have to kind of pick your battles.
I mean, we were in a supermarket last night, and I think we saw like maybe one person, two people.
Yeah, most of the people are wearing the masks.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody who isn't, just walk around them.
Yeah, that's all.
Just don't get close to them.
And again, you don't know their personal story either. I mean, they can look healthy and maybe they have some kind of issue. That's what I have to say. But again, I don't want to. We're purposely, ladies and gentlemen, really trying to stay away from talking about all this because it's just not positive. But I do have to say, Pat, that I'm not comfortable with eating in a nice restaurant and having to wear one. And then so I'm wearing one, right? And then I take a sip of my water and I have to pull it down. Then I got to pull it back.
But I don't think in most places they're requiring you to do that. I think they're requiring you to wear it coming in. Once you sit down, you're good. And I think some places suggested when you order that you put it on so that you don't spread it to the server, but that when you're sitting there at the table with your guests or whoever you're with, that you don't have to do it. But yeah, the thing is, but you've said, look, I don't want to do that. But you're also saying that, okay, I just rather not go to a restaurant, but if I'm there, I'm going to wear the mask.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course. No, of course. But I'm not dropping that kind of dough on. You go out to dinner.
It changes the experience.
Yeah, you go out to dinner. It's a nice experience. You want it to be nice. Thank God you're not dating now, or maybe it's a good idea to start dating now. I
wouldn't want to start dating now because you ain't getting lucky.
Well, you got to get the mask off to get.
It's like, well, let's go get our test, and as soon as we find out, we know that we maybe sort of don't have it.
You think it's stopping people from getting it on?
I think some of the younger folks maybe they're stopped, maybe not because they don't care because they're just like, I'll just get a little sick if I do. It's one of those things where it's some people are willing to take more risks than others to get laid, I guess. I just say dating right now sucks anyway. Trying to find somebody sucked before the coronavirus. Can you think of dating now? What you'd have to go through?
Oh my God, with social media and God, it's got to be horrible. But if you remember back in our day, we had to worry about catching AIDS.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And it was very real.
Very
Straight
real.
people, gay people, everybody. We had to worry about catching AIDS. And before AIDS, you had to worry about catching, syphilis and gonorrhea.
Exactly.
That's nothing. I'll take a case of syphilis over corona.
Syphilis you can get a shot for, you're good. AIDS.
Gonorrhea,
AIDS was a little tough. That killed you in years past.
Oh my God! If you got gonorrhea now, you'd be like, "Hey, everyone should just practice." Yes, Precious, you are a very smart
and that's
woman.
the thing. That's what I say. Not just and look, I wear the mask when I'm inside somewhere. I'm not wearing it when I'm walking.
Inside, you're talking about
I'm in
a
a restaurant, a
store.
grocery store. Am I going to use a mask while I'm walking down a trail where I might pass one person every mile? No, of course not. That's just complete
I'll keep one in my
overkill.
pocket,
You keep it with you.
I'll keep it if I'm on the
but
trail.
you have to be
I'd
smart.
probably-
Yeah, you just got to be smart with your
put
decisions.
it in my pocket because you just never know what kind of situation.
And
might
if you
happen.
see people, like you said, if you see people, a bunch of people that don't have masks on and they're out, just stay away from them.
Yeah,
You do have to use some common sense, and you do have to take responsibility for yourself. Because here's the thing: the moment you get into your car, there's a chance that you can get into an accident and get killed that way.
Yes.
The moment you go for a walk, somebody can run you over. The moment anything, everything has risks. So it's just a matter of how well you mitigate those risks and don't just take stupid chances.
As a person who has gotten run over by a car, I can tell you that was definitely not on my list that summer.
Yeah, you got hit by a car and spent a summer in the hospital.
Entire summer in the hospital when I was a kid. So I can tell you that it wasn't fun, and I wasn't planning on spending my summer that way. So yeah, it's a crazy world we live in right now. But back in the old days, you only had to worry about crabs.
Yeah, right.
An itchy crotch. And now,
yeah, we'll shave it down. We'll give you some ointment and.
Want to laugh. He so wants to crack up.
Hey, look, I come from the era of when I hit high school. That's when AIDS first came out, and they had no cure for it. So that screwed up the dating scene altogether because you got it. It was a death sentence. Yeah.
It was a condom.
Yeah. And I guess Precious said, I heard the story too about the nurses that sent some cotton swabs in to test and they all came back positive. Again, we're not always sure
I
how.
heard the other day that 2 nurses sent 17 cotton swabs.
And they all came back positive. None of them had even been used.
Oh,
so that they were getting false positives.
Yeah.
When there was actually a couple of companies that they stopped using for tests because they were getting so many unreliable results from it. So yeah, there's no 100% on any of these tests. Where you get the test, because every test is different. The test that we get is going to be different than the test you get in a different city. And even if we get tested again, which we will, we've already been tested.
Yeah.
It may not be the same test that we got previously.
Ugh.
So, that's the thing is they're all going to be different. They're, how well were they managed? And, there's no 100% on this. And that's the whole thing is that we could use this as sort of a statistic. And CDC has already admitted that they've mixed up, that they've added the results from the antibody test and the COVID test. And that if people tested multiple times with the COVID tests, that all those were being added in. So somebody could have had multiple positive results and that was added as new cases. So you just don't know. We don't know what the actual numbers are because it's not really being managed well. We know that it's a lot of people. So the biggest thing I look at it is, since we don't have reliable information on this, let's just be careful. Don't do stupid stuff, but live our lives.
Absolutely. And
we can't stop living our lives.
And if you need an emotional support animal,
Mr. Stinko,
get a skunk.
Get a skunk. An emotional support skunk is the best.
It's the best.
Full.
It's the best kind of animal to get,
That's right.
but you can't worry about stuff that's out of your control.
Out of your control. And what is in your control, you can just take.
You are in control.
You can reduce your risks of stuff. You cannot eliminate them.
If you're not making money, you can get a job. If you're, you could find ways of surviving.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, we could be worse. We could be in the zombie apocalypse.
The zombie apocalypse.
We could be Daryl Dixon and Carol.
That's right.
We could be Daryl and Carol right now.
Daryl and Carol.
And last time we left them, they weren't in a very good situation.
No, they were not in a good situation.
Yeah, so I can't wait. When is that coming back?
I don't know. It's the last episode, and the previous, the second to last, the penultimate episode was seen in March.
Yeah, right in the height of So we've been almost 4 months.
Coming up on 4 months. How long does it take to remotely edit the CGI for the last
But again,
episode.
Pat, they didn't have to remotely edit it because things opened up in California,
did, yeah.
so they could edit it. So
Yeah.
they're just like stringing us along. I haven't checked any YouTube lately, so I'll have to check and see. But I'm super excited. We talked about it last time that Cobra Kai is going to be on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
That is going to be good. That if you haven't seen Cobra Kai,
Binge
watch
watch
it now. It's so good.
If you're a fan of the original Karate Kid.
Oh my God, who isn't a fan of
And-
Karate Kid? How could you not be? You are not American.
It's a great nostalgic look back. They kept within the spirit of the original movie.
Great show. One of
So
my
many of these redos are just so bad. And they do it just for the sake of giving people work. But this is done really well.
Very, very well. Just everything, the whole story, the whole premise, the whole everything is really good. So if you get a chance, please, over the weekend, watch some Cobra Kai. I think you might be still be able to get it on YouTube.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons, I think you can still
definitely
get on YouTube.
check it out.
Check.
It's worth watching.
Absolutely.
Watching. And then we saw George. We hinted to this earlier that we saw George Lopez, the comedian, not our friend. And you noticed the twitch.
Yeah, he's had
Has
some health
anybody
problems.
heard anything about
He's had
that
some health
twitch?
problems. What was it? A kidney that he had replaced? He had
His wife, which is now his ex-wife, gave her kidney to him, and then he divorced her.
Then he divorced her. Thanks, honey. Now get the hell out of here.
Yeah, hit the road.
Thanks for the kidney.
Hit the skids.
Hit the skids.
But I thought it was funny. I mean, I love.
It was funny. He got a little too political at times, but that's him. You know, he's started to do that lately. But he did have a noticeable twitch.
Oh yeah, you noticed it right
he
away.
He kept twitching.
His
Actually, I think
left
it was his
eye.
left or right eye.
Well,
right eye.
His
His right eye.
Yeah,
Kept
if you watch it on Netflix, notice
constantly
the eye.
twitching. Yeah. So hopefully there's not something else going on there with him. He's a funny guy. He's been around a long time. It was good. Like I said, other than some of the political stuff, which he tends to get a little too political, on certain times, he stayed away from it most of the time. The rest of it was funny. We had a lot of laugh out loud moments.
Yeah,
so.
a lot of laugh out loud. His grandmother, when he talked about his grandma.
Yeah.
Hey, grandma. It was just funny.
Love hearing about Latin families. Coming
Yeah.
from a Latin family, I can tell you that, I agree.
Yeah,
You know,
and the Tia and the crazy T.O.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you took me to the doctor and now I got cancer."
Yeah.
he was talking about
about when he went to, they took the uncle to the doctor and they diagnosed him with colon cancer. And they was basically blaming the wife for taking him to the doctor, and that he was assuming that he got the cancer from the doctor, not that he already had
because
it.
people don't like going to the doctor,
But that was a horrible way of explaining it. So that'll make the joke even funnier when you hear it. Let's put it
You
that way.
definitely, if you get a chance to watch it, definitely watch it. It's pretty funny. It'll perk up your mood, especially now. We need stuff.
We need things to perk up our moods right now. We need things funny, get silly, act
That's why
stupid.
our show is the best.
That's right.
I'm telling you, if we stick with this, Pat, we might take over. We could be the king and queen of late night TV. Woo! Woo! We're pivoting, Pat.
Yeah, pivoting.
To NBC.
NBC. Because who was it that is stopping a show or quitting a show? Was it one of the Jimmy Kimmel? Wasn't he?
Jimmy Kimmel's quitting.
Yeah.
Are
He's
you
either
sure?
quitting,
You better Google that.
quitting. He's either,
Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon?
I think it was Kimmel.
The guy from LA, Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah,
from
hold on.
Vegas? Wow. Well, they got that Lily Singh. She took over for Carson Daly. We could do late night. We should make a promo reel and send it to NBC. Why not? Joan Rivers was on Fox. That would be awesome.
Let's see.
Want to cancel Jimmy Kimmel?
There's a lot of people that don't like some of the stuff that he said.
Oh, all right. Well,
but that's
somebody tell us that, because we're good. We make good late night conversation. That's
right.
We're married. We'd be great. We have no kids. We have a socially distant skunk as a pet and 2 dogs named Chingo, Champ, and Bingo. I mean, come on. Oh, so he was just doing.
So, well, they also said that because I guess in one of the skits that he'd done previously, because people are going back like 30 years to see if he did something wrong. And I guess
don't
he did.
go in my closet.
I guess he said that it was that people were saying that it was a lame apology for it. He did blackface in one of his skits, but apparently this was a long time ago, and he was going to take a break or leave the show or something like that. But he was also on the Man Show in the late 90s.
We could be big.
Did all kinds of like offensive, what would be considered offensive and sexist stuff back then, but that's who the audience was. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's just I'm more on that. If you don't like the content, don't watch it. Don't try to get people fired.
You've got the control in your hand, the remote control.
The remote control.
Right.
If you don't like it, change the channel.
Just like our show. If you don't like us, then fuck you and watch something else. Blow me.
Blow me.
Blow me. That's all I have to
Blow
say.
me.
Blow me. But what else do you have? I could have sworn I did this story, but you're
We'll have to see this. Let's just look and see.
This is going back 2019. Dude, I did this.
Did you do this story that a woman... I don't remember you talking about
it.
California woman dreamed about eating engagement ring, woke up and found that she really ate it.
Because she thought she got robbed or something. I don't know. We talk. Precious knows if we talk. No, I think Precious just came on board. So...
Yeah, she was on a high-speed train that was racing down the tracks, and her fiance by her side when some bad guy appeared. This is apparently
in her dream.
There was only one way to protect her 2.4 carat diamond engagement ring. Ah, spet.
Hey, 2.4. You never gave me a 2.4.
Holy smokes. You know, that's now I see why she was so upset that she lost it. She swallowed it in the dream.
Try pooping that out.
I popped that sucker off, put it in my mouth, and swallowed it with a glass of water. When she woke up, she was relieved to Wednesday morning. The whole episode was just a vivid, bizarre dream. And then she told Today, which was who interviewed her, that that was very James Bond. I guess it was kind of like, because James Bond, there's always train scenes.
Of course.
And that she realized her engagement ring was no longer on her finger. Holy smokes.
But it was in her poop.
It was on her. Oh, they just took us to Facebook for the picture. So,
all right.
Well, you get the idea. She swallowed her ring, and yeah, there you go. You could see it right over here.
Where?
Right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, that looks like it was photoshopped.
Well, you could have photoshopped it in.
How clear is that ring?
No, it would show up clear because it's metal. Metal inside of you shows up very clearly, just like if you got screws put in or whatever else, you're going to see that very clearly in an X-ray. That comes out very, very clearly. When you get like surgery where they have to screw you, back together. That's why when you got hit by the car, you had to stay in traction because back then they didn't do all the screws and plates.
No, they did not.
Now they do screws and plates. You're in and out in a couple days.
I spent an entire summer in a hospital.
They rarely put people in traction.
I want to say I was hit by a car in May and I got out in August.
Yeah. How old were you?
Ooh, I think I was going into the third grade.
Third grade.
I must have been second grade going into third grade. Because if I remember right, or it could have been fourth grade, but I think it was third. Oh, I think it was third. And I think my teacher was Mrs. Hutton.
E.F. Hutton?
No, Mrs. Hutton.
Oh.
Betty Hutton.
Betty Hutton.
Her name was Betty Hutton. Elizabeth Hutton.
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Do you remember any of your old school teachers?
Not really.
Matter of fact, George Lopez did a skit about that.
Yes.
That was funny.
Yes.
Now that was funny.
We won't spoil it for you. He tells the jokes a lot better than we do.
Way better than we do. Unless we get a late night show, then we'll tell it really good.
Yeah.
We're ready for NBC. I'm telling you, if George Costanza and Jerry Seinfeld can get in front of NBC and have a show, then we should be able to pitch this.
That was a storyline.
Network executives
in the show. That didn't actually happen that way.
Well, we can make it happen.
Come on, you work for ABC. You should know how this shit works.
Let me tell you something. I do know how this shit works at ABC. I did work for ABC for many years.
Pitch.
And this is not uncommon. If you remember, Pat, I got my job at MTV because I wrote a letter.
That's right.
I wrote a letter to somebody who got promoted, and I said I happened to be looking for a job, and they interviewed me, and I got hired to work for MTV that way.
Back when you had to write letters on paper.
Yes, and it was a lady who got promoted, and it was in the Hollywood Reporter. That's how old. The Hollywood Reporter, I had gotten a copy of it. I remembered her name.
Congratulations.
And then I sent her my resume, and I was hired.
There you go.
How
See?
about that?
You were
folks?
networking back then, but then again, you were doing that when you were
was.
with Regis too, when you worked at ABC in New York.
I was. So maybe I should be writing letters to the WWE
That's
right about now.
You should.
I could maybe write a letter to Drew McIntyre.
Drew. Hello, Drew.
Dear Drew.
Dear Drew. I know you're married, but can you show me a pecker?
I know you're married, and so am I. Let's play. What was it? Celebrity Wife Swap? Was that the show?
Yeah. The problem is we're not celebrities. So.
Not yet, though. If we get that contract with NBC, oh my God, I would swap in a minute.
I think his wife would be getting the short end of the stick, literally and figuratively.
No, she'd be doing great with you. You cook. You make amazing. Last night's dinner was off the hook. You are a great cook. You're a very loving person. You're very loving and kind. I just want sex. That's all I want. I want Drew. I just want to see him naked. That's it. In the shower. And I'm confessing this live on TV in front of millions of people.
That's right. Jody just wants to see naked Drew.
I just want to go.
Naked Drew.
I just want to take him to my high school reunion and say, "Eat your heart out, girls."
Yeah, because he's like 6 inches taller than you.
Oh man, yeah, I love it. I love a tall man. I love a tall man. Oh, I could just feel the rush.
With me.
No, you're good.
You're okay.
You're a keeper.
You're all right. You're okay.
You're no Mike Walter, but you know.
Yeah.
No. If he's still friends with us,
hey,
right
look,
now,
it's Jessica.
What's up?
What's up, Jessica?
She came in at the wrong time.
At the very end, when Jody's talking about sex with other men, you know.
That's what keeps the marriage
on
alive.
6'8" wrestlers or whatever. How tall is Drew?
I think he's 6'7".
6'7"?
He's got to be.
Okay.
My father was 6'6".
See, if I talked about having sex with one of the female wrestlers, I would get punched in the face right now. You would probably just right here. I would just right in the face.
No, I would just. Any girl that looks at you, I've already told you what would happen to her.
Yes, exactly.
Would you like to explain to our studio audience?
You would rip out her eyes, shake them like dice, throw them across the ground, pick them up, and put them back in backwards so she'd be cross-eyed.
Correct.
Yeah, that's.
So don't mess.
But here you go.
Thank you, Jessica. Woo. Drew. Woo.
Drew.
All right. Somebody pull up a picture of Drew McIntyre right now. Get on there before we have to say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah,
Jessica, Jessica is right up my. Jessica, did you see our new animal here? We have our new socially distanced pet animal. He's a skunk. Oh, that's a young Drew. You got to go to the now Drew.
The now Drew.
Oh yeah, right there. There you go, baby.
So let's see if I got to see if I can bring this one up full size or not before I bring it up so that they can see all of the Drew pictures. Drew McIntyre.
You know what? I just got to say that if anybody from the WWE sees this show, that job is definitely not mine. I'm in trouble.
Well, they'll know that you're a fan of Drew's. There you go.
Yep, there he is.
That's your boy right there.
There he is. And Precious I forgot Precious said she had a crush on. Was it Randy Orton? Precious, are you into Randy Orton? She said she liked somebody, and I can't remember who it was.
Who it was? Yeah.
Was it Ricky Steamboat? Was it?
No.
Remember who had a crush on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat? Patsy.
Oh yeah,
Patsy.
Yeah,
Poor Patsy. Yeah, Patsy is no longer with us.
No longer with us.
I'm not laughing because I'm just laughing at remembering a Patsy.
Roman Reigns.
Oh, that was it. Roman Reigns. I knew it was
Roman Reigns.
No Roman. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
Not our Roman.
Well, maybe if she's single, she might like to, and she likes wrestling. That we could make a love connection with Precious and with our Roman.
See, and that's something you would not want to hear.
Oh no, Jessica! No way! Look at him; he's poking through his tights there. Come on! Hell no, that's sexy right there. I'm telling you, I'm not into the full beard look, but him, it looks good.
And let's face it, if he's in his tights like that, you don't want him to be even partially aroused. I think as the fellow wrestlers would probably not want to see Drew aroused while they were wrestling. I don't know.
So-
I could be wrong. Mate, depends on the wrestler. But
So when I was growing up in New York and I worked in a sporting goods store, we used to sell a lot of cups, not the kind that you drink out of, but
athletic supporters with the cups, that had the little
do
holes
people
in them.
still wear them?
Yeah, those are for football and baseball, so you don't get hit in the coulions. You know what I'm saying?
Do people still wear cups?
Yes, they still wear cups.
Okay.
Your men's testes still need to be protected.
But
while
in
paying
wrestling,
sports.
you don't wear one.
I don't know why I would wear one, but that's because they can accidentally hit you.
You wear a cup now.
I wear it now.
You're wearing it right now. You just wear one when you're driving in the car. Oh, she's
That's right.
engaged.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, look, she's engaged.
To a wrestler?
Yeah, right.
To Roman Reigns?
But don't hurt to dream and look. That's what Jody says.
Yeah. Whatever. Hey, listen, all I know that I was promised a hug. Now, it's not coming from him, but it's coming from somebody who's good looking too. He's not
Good looking too. I like that. Good looking too.
I wouldn't throw
Okay.
him out. You
Okay.
know.
Wouldn't throw him out with the bathwater.
No.
Okay.
No. If he,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
All right.
no. If he was in a tanning bed in a towel, I'd definitely, be interested. Hey, girl's gonna look, right? Precious, we're gonna look.
That's right.
Hey now.
But I don't get to look. That's the rule.
I got a hug from Stone Cold. Oh wow.
Stone Cold.
I'm jealous. Wow, that's pretty cool. She got a hug from Stone Cold.
Oh, he's a good looking guy, right?
Yeah, Stone Cold's not a bad looking guy. Yeah, no, I mean, if you're into that,
good shape.
Yeah, good shape. He's got good personality.
Yeah.
You know, hey, if it's whatever. Yeah. Any female wrestlers, Pat, you like? You like Bailey, but you say you don't like her new haircut.
No. And I liked Bailey before, and it wasn't the sexual thing. It just Bailey. She just seemed like when she was kind of the ponytail off to the side. She just seemed like a regular person.
Regular person.
She seemed like
Pat. That's the difference between me and Pat. Pat's like a regular person.
Look,
and I'm
as
just
far as
they're ugly. They
No.
suck. Oh my! I wouldn't be caught dead with that.
No, look, there's some
Regular person.
wrestlers that are like, hey, okay, all right. That's
Well, who's
usually
trampy? Not really
No,
nobody,
don't need
right?
really trampy. I'm not into the total
You like
trampy thing.
Nikki Cross,
Nikki Cross,
the
no.
crazy one.
No,
Oh,
no.
you like Asuka.
She's entertained.
Asuka.
Nikki Cross and Asuka, I like their entertainment factor. They're both hysterical. As far as physique wise, I'm more into like the Charlotte
Flair, yeah.
or the
Becky.
the one that's the former Marine.
Oh, Lacey Evans. Yeah, Lacey Evans. Yeah, she should definitely be a champion.
Yes, Lacey Evans.
Yeah,
yes,
Lacey
she's-
Evans, and yeah, did she say Lita or Big Lie? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you say you're not looking, look, if you stop looking, there's probably a problem.
Hey, sometimes I'll point things out for Pat. I'll
That's
be like,
right.
check those out.
Wow, check out the rock on that one.
I'm like, oh my God, you see her? But, that's why we've been married for 40, 50 years.
40, 50 at least, right?
I was a child bride.
Yes.
I'm
Me
not
too.
even 50 yet. So
Yeah.
I was still in the womb when we got together.
It was prearranged.
It was prearranged.
Prearranged. They said, you and you, whatever comes out, they're getting married.
You're getting married.
They're
No,
getting married.
that did not happen in my house, and that's a story for another.
That's
show.
a whole
And
other day. Whole
let's
other
just put it this
day.
time. Now would not be the time to tell that story.
No, it would not be the time.
Given the client.
No, given the climate. Yes,
climate.
yes.
Sorry, I can't speak. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
It's been a rough few days.
It's been a rough few days.
It's been a rough.
But
few
you know
days.
what? It's been a rough few months too. So
Yeah.
that's why we're here, so we can have a little fun and act stupid.
I'm gonna need my socially distanced skunk
That's right.
to help me through. And just looking at pictures of Drew McIntyre
I left it up on the other screen
and
for you, so
poking
you can look
something's
at it.
poking out of those trunks.
His little packet. His little
is that his
packet
pecker?
sticking out. That's his packet.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's not go there. Although, anyway,
Anyway, yeah, I was just trying to see if there's another picture of him.
that's a good picture.
Yeah,
It's a good picture. It's got. It's a good.
that's
picture.
Drew with his
Close up.
microphone.
Yeah. Anyway,
Dolph Ziggler.
anything else tonight before we've got a few people online. I guess the later the better.
The later the better.
All
Well,
right.
we're doing it from the office now, so as you can tell, we got the green screen up, so we can put whatever background we want. Then after this, we're going to go and go do our weekly Roberto's tacos and hang out with the pooches.
Maybe go in the pool.
Maybe go in the pool. Since
It's early.
So nice
Yeah,
and warm.
it's nice. We can take a little dip in the
It's
pool.
nice. A little dip in the
Take
pool.
a dip in the pool. And watch,
a dip in the
Knicks
pool.
play basketball. Check it out.
Take a dip in the pool.
Take a dip in the pool.
Dip in
Love
the
it.
pool. Love her.
Yes. So what are you guys up to? Is everybody doing okay out there? You guys good? Precious is good. Jessica's here. Hey.
Jessica's shotgun marriage, Jessica? Is that what the kind? Ours was not a shotgun marriage.
Oh, she's waiting for DoorDash.
Yeah.
Nice. And you're waiting with us. And you're staying up with Pat and Jody. How cool.
That's right.
How awesome.
DoorDash. The delivery services are just great, though, now. You don't have to leave your house.
Yep.
Especially with the climate going on, with the stuff going on now. It's so nice.
And if you live in a nice place,
Yeah, you can just sit down. Well, I've been cooking a lot, so
Yeah.
And I'm doing some prep meals of my own.
And I'm looking forward to 4th of July because, 4th of July is the most wonderful time of the year. I've always said 4th of July gets dark late. Remember last 4th of July, we had an earthquake.
That's right. We did.
Yep, 2 of them. I'll have a nice dream tonight. I bet you will. Woo!
So will Jody.
So will
Jody. If Jody's in bed going,
I'm just gonna hug my stinky, stinky skunk.
The sticky skunk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, whose idea was it to get a socially distant skunk?
Full. That's what you say in Spanish. If you want to just, it's kind of slang, but if something stinks and you want to say it in Spanish, just go full, like four, but full. You just stop at the full.
Yes.
Apeste culo.
Cacao.
We're giving you Spanish lessons that you don't want to use like in front of
Learning
parents.
Spanish
or
with Pat and
grandparents.
Jody.
Look, that'll be our new show, Learning Spanish with Pat and Jody.
Come on.
Mira, pendejo.
Buenos noches.
That's right.
Buenos tardes.
That'll be the cleanest term we use for the whole thing.
Alberto vive en su Caracas con su familia.
That's like junior high school Spanish.
It was junior high school, and that got me through junior high school. Alberto
That's right.
vive en Caracas con su familia.
That's right. That got you an A in Spanish.
It did. La suerte. Good luck. If Malibu watches this, she's dying right about now.
Of course, I didn't take any Spanish classes. I just had to listen to my Spanish relatives say, "Quítate, pendejo." That's where I learned stuff. And if you don't know what that means, look it up. I'm just saying.
Come here, you asshole.
Quítate, pendejo.
Shut up.
Quítate,
Go
pendejo.
away.
Go away,
Go
asshole.
away.
Yes.
Wow. With that.
Oh, wait. Look, Precious caught 2 baby raccoons.
Oh.
Too bad. Raccoons are very cute, very smart, and probably a little too smart, but you don't want to piss them off because they will bite your ass. But they use their hands like people. Raccoons are absolutely adorable, but you do have to be careful with them.
Yeah, they
There
are
a lot of
cute.
raccoons in San Pedro and where my mom and my sisters are, and there's a lot of skunks there too. And the raccoons, you'll see them running around with their babies, and just don't piss them off because they will bite you. They'll bite your dog, and they steal stuff too. And
yeah, we saw that one in San Pedro.
That's what I say. That thieves, they'll break into your trash, and what's funny is they like washing their food before they eat it. So I think they're part people.
Wow.
Part people.
Wow.
I don't know if that's a thing or not.
Part people.
Part people. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us one more time here on Wednesday.
One more? What are we going away?
One more time. And we'll be another time next Wednesday.
Exactly.
Another time will be next Wednesday.
We'll be next Wednesday. If we're still here. If we're still alive, we'll be back.
We'll be back here next Wednesday to act goofy.
Oh, and don't forget to like or subscribe to our show so that when we go live, and we're doing watch parties. So for some of you like that might get, invited to a watch party, we are doing Facebook Live watch parties.
Later
so tonight,
on in the evening,
like around 11, 10 o'clock, we will replay this as a watch party.
And Jody will actually comment along with you. So she'll answer your questions and comment and do all that and act silly with you as you're watching us. So if you didn't get to watch this one, you can watch the replays, and Jody will be there when she does a watch party later, either tonight or tomorrow.
Yes, let's hope my mother doesn't see this.
That's right.
Oh
So thanks for watching Staying with Pat and Jody.
Happy 4th of July. Be safe. Wear your mask. Stay away from assholes and wash your junk.
See you next week.